Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my thoughts and my experience with Jaclyn Cosmetics' brand new very first launch of their 20 nude lipsticks. This video was one that I fought back and forth with. The first time I filmed it, I was really excited because it was originally just gonna be my review, my swatches, all that fun jazz. I filmed that on Saturday. This was right before everything really exploded with all of the issues with the lipsticks. And you guys had seen my excitement for this brand launch for a while now. Like in some of my videos, I would mention it here and there. I just started vlogging. I have 2 vlogs up. If you haven't watched my vlogs, you should totally do so because they're pretty good considering I'm a newbie vlogger. But I mentioned my excitement on those vlogs, and I tested these out on Saturday like I just mentioned. I did swatch them, so I know what these feel like. They have been on my lips, so for those of you who told me in my last vlog, do not put them on. It was too late. I had already put them on, already tried them. And I started to see a lot of things circulating the internet regarding the lipsticks. I had some personal experiences with 2 of the lipsticks. But I'm here today because I want to share my thoughts. And like I mentioned, I fought back and forth. I was like, do I want to upload this video? Do I not? But you guys really wanted to see this video. I did a poll on my Instagram stories and so many of you guys voted yes. My channel mainly revolves around reviews. I'm currently doing worth the buy or not videos. I'm giving you guys my opinions, and I really appreciate and thank you guys so much for putting so much trust in my channel and in me, continuing to watch my videos and seeing whether I recommend products or not. So I felt like the right thing to do for my channel was to come on here because I did purchase these lipsticks. I purchased about 8 of them, and I want to give you guys my honest opinions on them. I want you guys to know. I know that right now all the lipsticks are sold out, so not like anybody can buy them at this point. I'm sure they're going to be doing a restock. Hopefully not anytime soon, considering all that has happened. This isn't going to be a bashing video. This isn't going to be a drama video. I'm not going to be sitting here trying to make up or trying to guess what could have happened. I'm just going to strictly go off of the facts of everything that has transpired. Another reason why I didn't upload this video earlier this week was because I was truly waiting to hear something from the brand or from Jaclyn Hill to really get some answers. This launch was one that I think a lot of us look forward to. It was probably the most anticipated launch of 2019. So that's just saying something right there. So I want to first start off by talking about my personal feelings on the formula and my personal feelings on the color range and all that. So when I first started to review this video back on Saturday, I really did like the colors that they had to offer. They had a very large range, 20 lipsticks, from colors that would really complement people with very fair skin to colors that would really complement people with very dark skin. I was not expecting her to launch 20 lipsticks. I was honestly expecting like 5 or like 4, something small, just because I feel like when influencers or even like big brand names like Kim Kardashian, Kylie Jenner, they usually come out with a smaller color range. When Kylie Jenner first came out with her lip kits, she only had 3 colors. So when she came out with that large range, I was like, whoa, this is amazing. This is a big range of colors. I mean, this is something that I can see why you were working on this for 5 years to perfect a color range and a formula that will really complement nude lipsticks. As for the fact that she launched lipsticks, I think that's very smart because typically nowadays what influencers are doing is that they're launching palettes, they're launching lashes, they're launching like glosses and stuff, or like liquid lipsticks, you know. So it was really nice to see a influencer just launch traditional creamy lipsticks, not something that would stay on like a matte lipstick, just something that would feel comfortable and look beautiful. I'm not saying she's the first influencer to do lipsticks because there's many other brand owners who have been doing lipsticks, but it was nice to see something different than just the typical that we could have expected from Jaclyn. Like she could have easily done like a highlighter or a palette, but she really went a different route, and I think that was really lovely. Then they went into the packaging. The packaging of the lipstick is very Jaclyn Hill. It's very grand. I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw it, I was like, I don't know. It just looks very Mariah Carey to me. You know what I mean? But like I mentioned, it's very Jaclyn Hill. So I was like, you know what? This is pretty cool. I mean, she's doing it the Jaclyn Hill way. The only thing that kind of like was weird was that in everything it was Jaclyn Cosmetics, Jaclyn Cosmetics. But then on here it was Jaclyn Hill. I know she said that you could call it whatever you want, but this kind of led me to think that maybe these components where they store the lipsticks have already been made for a while, and they just didn't want to have to go back and change this situation. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, you know, she wanted to keep this because she liked it. But I just think it's interesting considering that everything else just says Jaclyn. Like, I feel like if the packaging would have just, like, if this would have just had a J, or if it just, I don't know. I feel like this font isn't even similar to the font on here. I like this box packaging, but I feel like this is kind of different than the box. Like, this kind of throws me off. But who knows? Maybe that's just how she wanted to do it, and that's just the way she did it. So, I mean, it's whatever. When you pull it out, you'll know that this is Jaclyn Hill because there's nothing else that looks like this. As for the texture, like she mentioned, I'm glad it isn't like that, like, sparkly texture or like gritty. It's like smooth, so it looks very nice and it looks more luxurious as opposed to cheap. Now for the formula. So like I mentioned, I did test these out. I felt like the formula was very nice. It was super creamy. Now, am I gonna say it was something out of the moon that I've never experienced in my life before? No, I've had similar experiences formula-wise with some other of these lipsticks that I'm gonna mention. KKW Beauty. It has a very nice creamy consistency. Also the Maybelline lipsticks, very nice creamy consistency, similar to this Jaclyn Cosmetics type of consistency. Another thing that I wanted to mention was the smell. So the smell is, it's kind of like a baked good smell. It's like kind of sugary, vanilla-y. It almost reminds me of like a fall candle from Bath and Body Works. Not everybody's cup of tea, because I know a lot of people don't like that like super sweet smell, but I'm definitely smelling that. For me personally, my favorite scent lipstick wise is from Kylie Jenner. It's the same smell as her liquid lipsticks, but there's something so fresh about this. I also know that people compare the scent to the MAC one. I feel like the MAC one to me is more of a clay smell. These kind of smell a little bit more like sweet. So that was just my personal experience, because I did hear people say it smelled like MAC, and I was like, I feel like MAC is a little like clay-like. So I was like, not MAC for me. So then, like I mentioned, the consistency is nice. It's not one of those lipsticks that's gonna stay on all day long. I do have to say though, when I did eat some sushi that day that I did try them, my lipstick was still pretty nicely in place. I'm not gonna say that it was completely on like a matte lipstick, because it wasn't, but it still looked nice. And even after I ate, I was able to go like this, and it was like a smooth finish. It wasn't getting like crusty or separating. So I appreciated that about the lipstick. Formula-wise, I would have to say she did a pretty good job with the formula and how it feels on the lips. I give her that. Color-wise, I have to say that one definitely stood out to me and blew me out of the park, because I was not expecting that large of a shade range. The lipsticks that I experienced issues was That Girl. This was primarily the biggest issue I had, because with this one, what happened was that the lipstick, I noticed, had a lot of grittiness. It had like those little balls, like beads almost looking things in the lipstick. And I don't think it's plastic or anything like that, because when I touched it, it felt like soft. I just feel like it was honestly product that wasn't mixed correctly when making the lipstick. And then I also noticed that this color did stain my lips a darker pink. And then I noticed that also in Cheeky, it had a little bit of like some texture, and then it had like a hair like thing on my lipstick. I did take pictures of it because I did send it to customer service, expressing my concerns and you know, whether I was able to use the lipstick or not. I wanted them to see that. I still haven't heard back from them. I sent that email on Monday and today's Thursday, so it's been a couple of days. I'm hoping that I'll hear back from them today or tomorrow. But considering how many people have come out with their experiences, I'm pretty sure that they have so many emails right now, especially after Jaclyn Hill doing that video last night. But I really felt in my heart that I wasn't gonna experience issues. And as much as I felt that, I ended up having the issues and seeing the issues for myself. And it's one thing when you hear, you know what, this isn't working for me, and you see it like from another person's point of view, but then when you start to see it for yourself and you start to like feel things, then you're kind of like, okay, it's actually happening to me. Like, I can't sit here and be like, I can recommend these, or I can tell you go get these, because I'm also experiencing issues. And I'm not going to sit here and recommend something if I'm not 1000% secure that this is a really good recommendation to give you guys. Because at the end of the day, lipstick goes on your lips, like your mouth. You can get sick from stuff. You can get like bumps on your lips. You can have like sensations on your lips. It's just not a good feeling to know that something that you purchase could potentially have something to put on your lip. And like I mentioned, I did reach out to customer service. I did exactly what Jaclyn Hill told us all to do if we are experiencing issues, to contact them. And she said that they will send you a brand new lipstick and they will send you a full refund of what you purchased, which I think is very fair. And I think that that's really big on her part, considering the fact that all that's doing to her is making her lose a lot of money. At the end of the day, it sucks, but also she did mention that she, you know, produced all these lipsticks in May, and these lipsticks launched in May. So if these were being made weeks prior to the end of May when they launched, I just don't think that's enough time, because the lipsticks were being probably made so fast and they weren't being checked thoroughly that it just was not coming out right. And it ended up biting them big time on the ass, because now they have so many more issues and they have people not wanting to buy from them. So I think the biggest issue here is that the colors were just not made properly, and they really shouldn't have done that. I don't know the reason why they would do that, why they would wait until the month of release to make all the products, because I'm sure they made hundreds of thousands of them. And like I mentioned, there's 20 different colors. So can you imagine making hundreds of thousands in 20 different colors? I know a lot of other brand owners have spoken up and said, you know what, this can't be possible. There's no way you can make all these products in 1 month and have them ship that same month. I don't know what's going on. The only reason why I can kind of see that happening is because there's so many brands, for example, Jaclyn Cosmetics, who will release products and then she will sell out, and then she will do a restock probably like 2 or 3 weeks later of the products. That's the only reason why I'm like, maybe it is possible to produce a high amount of units within a short amount of time to still release them out. So that's the only thing I could think of that I could believe what she's saying with that. Because also when I heard her say that, I was like, how can you produce thousands upon thousands in like a month and still deliver the products that same month? It didn't sound right to me. But at the same time, if you think of many more brand owners who restock within the same month, just a couple of weeks apart, I mean, I could see where that can possibly happen. But I do have to say, it just seems weird to me, considering the fact that she's worked so hard on these lipsticks for years and didn't want to launch anything or launch a formula until she knew it was perfect, and then felt comfortable producing them in a very, very short amount of time. Just doesn't seem Jaclyn Hill-like. Like, I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like she's the type who would produce them months before so that they're ready, perfect to go, and they're done right, as opposed to rushing them. I don't know if there was a timeline. I don't know what was going on, but I'm trying my best to believe what the brand's saying. You guys know that I like to just always see the good in the situation, and I try to remain as positive possible. I'm not a negative person. I'm not a negative channel. I like to bring positivity on. It's very hard for me to sit here and try to be a hater, because that's not me. So I just feel like at this point, I would say don't purchase them. Just wait. Just wait until it gets done right, because the last thing you want to do is sit here and purchase something that you have questions or doubt about. It's an $18 lipstick. That's not cheap. It's not super duper expensive, but it's not cheap. But I do want to sit here and give you guys some recommendations on other nude lipsticks. I want to start off with Maybelline's lipsticks. They have some very, very beautiful nude lipsticks. They also have a very nice creamy formula, and they also have their high shine formula, which has some really nice nudes in there. And they just are super moisturizing, comfortable on the lips. Comparable to the Jaclyn Hill formula, you get 3 grams of product. The Jaclyn Hill ones have 3.7 grams of product, so they have a little bit more. But like I mentioned, this is more expensive than these, so that kind of makes sense. I also am a very, very huge fan of KKW Beauty's nude lipstick line. I have so many, like I'm telling you guys, I have so many of these. I love them. They're so good. I'm wearing them right now. I'm wearing nude number 3 lipstick with NYX Cosmetics Nude Truffle Lip Liner, and I just, like, I'm living. I feel like these complement my skin so well. They have that similar consistency, super creamy. You're able to go like this. You feel the moisture. It's not crumbling on your lips. It just looks very nice and lovely. And there's the same price as the Jaclyn Hill, $18, but these do have more product. They have 4 grams in here. So you get a little bit more than the Jaclyn Hill. So I would say definitely try these out, especially if you want something comparable to Jaclyn Hill formula, but not the Jaclyn Cosmetics lipstick. But it just sucks because I really do want to use these because the colors are lovely, but I just don't feel comfortable using them right now. And I feel like it really sucks for Jaclyn Hill because I feel like at this point, a lot of people have lost trust and respect in her. And I mean, you know, people are seeing things in their lipsticks. It's not like they're just making the shit up. Like, this is real. And at the end of the day, it does suck for her. These lipsticks represent her right now. And even if the people at fault are the people at the labs, the lab owners, it still falls under her. Do I think that things could have been done better? Do I think she made smart decisions by producing these lipsticks literally the same month as selling them? No, I think that was a very poor decision because there's no way you can produce perfection within that short amount of a time. So I just personally have to say, I don't think these lipsticks are worth the buy. Maybe in the future they will be, but I just feel like at this point I'm very disappointed in what has happened because I really wanted to love these products. I was so excited. I was like, Jaclyn, take my money. I just wanted to end the review that I had envisioned for this collection to be like, girl, you fucking killed it. But I just felt like I had to share my personal experience because I know you guys always look to me for my thoughts, my honesty, and I felt like I couldn't, you know, just sit here in silence without addressing, you know, how I felt about the lipsticks. I mean, these lipsticks had so much potential, but unfortunately right now it's just a very sticky situation that I feel like needs a little bit more attention. And I think that needs to be explained a little bit more. I appreciate that she went on camera and explained her side and explained as much as she possibly could to protect her brand and to give the customers a little bit of a peace of mind, but I feel like it still wasn't enough. The company and her went a few days without saying anything, which I understand from her side. She wants to gather all the right facts before she just says anything. I feel like if there's a lesson to be learned from this launch, it's that, you know, going forward when you purchase makeup, just make sure that, you know, you look at everything, make sure everything's done right, because Jaclyn Hill was only one brand that had this issue with a lab. We don't know what other brands work with this particular lab, or, you know, we don't really ever know much about labs and like all the things that go into making the makeup product. This kind of allows us as customers to be more aware that, you know, sometimes, you know, things may look really pretty with the packaging on the outside, products that we really stand by, but then there could be some really nasty, dirty things going on behind closed doors that we don't know about. So it's good to know all that and to know that going forward, we can all learn from this and we can grow from this, and that we can, you know, hopefully have a better product or have a better experience from Jaclyn Cosmetics. I am woman enough to always wish the best of the best for every person, you know, going after their goals, going after what they want to accomplish. So I'm not going to sit here and wish upon Jaclyn Hill's downfall, because that's not who I am. I'm truly rooting for her, and I'm hoping that in the future her launches just go uphill from here and she has nothing but positive experiences, because at the end of the day, we need to root for each other. You know, we can't sit here and bash. I mean, if we have the right to bash, like if there's shit wrong with our lipsticks, then I totally get it. But we can't sit here and bash people for no reason. So I just hope and pray that moving forward, things are done right and that she can hopefully fix her mistakes and take ownership of what has happened, which I think she's doing currently by, being very active to responding to everybody in the situation that has had issues. And that's pretty much all. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. I didn't want to make it too long. I didn't want to make it too negative. I just wanted to share my personal thoughts and opinions because I feel like they needed to be heard in my little community here of YouTube. So thank you again for hearing me out. Now, you don't have to completely agree with everything I'm saying. You don't have to agree with me at all, but that's just how I personally feel, and everybody's entitled to their own feelings on what's going on in the situation. If you guys feel comfortable enough sharing your thoughts, your experiences, if you guys have purchased the lipsticks and have a story to share, you can always share it down below. Feel free to do all that. I'm always here to listen, and I love interacting with you guys so much. So thank you again for watching, and I will be seeing you guys in my next video.